We are waiting for Thorn a little bit, getting started here. We are about to get started with 100 Schools of Melty Blood. If you hit the bracket command, you'll see the bracket. So we've been making a joke in a lot of events. The community is kind of composed of a few different teams. A lot of people have started little for fun squads and orgs. There's been a lot of team tags floating around in tournaments. So this is a tournament. Shout outs thorntheletter organized this, a team tournament with a special rule set, where all of the little pockets of the community, all of the little teams are going to be playing in a 3v3 tournament of 8 teams. Special rule set where each player, if I remember correctly, I've got to check myself on this real quick. I believe it's each player in the team can only play in a total of 2 sets, or a maximum of 2 sets, which works out for a tournament of this size, where we have exactly the 8 teams. So going over the rules once real quick, it is single elimination. Every set of the tournament is 2v2 waseda between the 2 teams, and each individual player can only play in 2 sets. So there's 3 rounds of the tournament in total, meaning that like one player cannot play in all 3 of the rounds in an 8-person bracket. Gonna look like the top 8 with just a winner's side, because it is from winners corners to winners finals, because this is a single elimination bracket. And to start, I believe we are going to be getting Swamp Sports and ATG. Let me ping all of the teams real quick. I know all of these teams are here. Actually, maybe it is better to go top to bottom over here. We are waiting on Yep, Swamp Sports and ATG. We're representing Swamp Sports. We got Swamp, Chace, and Armonte, the OG Swamp Sports 3. And we got, on the ATG side, a Haru in a Dry Land, a Ral, and Mag.And.Cheese. I gotta check with Thorn too. I'm not sure how long each set is. Nor exactly how we're going about picking who plays. I believe we're probably just going to see a discussion in the chat from each team figuring out who's actually going to play. But the players have been pinged, we'll figure it out. So I wonder, let me see if I can set up showing this real quick. Or maybe you do just have to hit the bracket command. I don't know if I'm gonna set up showing the whole browser window here, but the first seed of the team tournament is going to be Team Evil, which is going to be Skeleton, thorntheletter, and HaloHector. Thorn, of course, getting situated right now, so we will see them later. And on Team DMF, we have Fhunny, Snake, and ANOMALETIX. Team BFG is going to be Zapoke, Nicole, and Juda. Carried is Alk, Inf, and Scar. Chained is Baby Roo, LNR, and RMR. And GREGSPORTS is KFL, Kajoq. I believe they just got someone to sub in for Greg here. That was going to be Stafy. Not super well known. I only know GREGSPORTS because I asked one time. I think Tith is also GREGSPORTS, and I'd asked one time what GREGSPORTS was. It's like a inside joke with some of the older players or something. But Greg was pinged to play earlier, unfortunately couldn't make it. And Swamp Sports team has posted their player 1 IP. So we will see who from ATG joins. And the idea of not letting every player play every set is fun, because your team depends on the strength of every one member of your team. Like, you can't have a single person just carry. In this case, we got Ral going up to play Armonte. Ral, 5th placer in a couple Melt Your Bloods, consistently made those top 8s, and like, is someone who played the game a long time ago, and like, as soon as he came back, like, really started to crack into that territory of the stronger beginner bracket players. me see real quick as we are finishing getting synced up. Rocking the F Akiha as well has been the character for Ralph. Oh, and we're going with just the sports tag. Let me see if I can get confirmation. First to choose, okay. Alright, getting started. Okay, nice classic Monte dodges. The double dodge on wake up. You know, it's round one. We can feel ourselves a little bit. Finding a way sneakily out of the corner. I like that Ralph didn't overcommit to anything, but also didn't really take the chance to trap. Big Akiha buttons are going to stop you from doing anything there. Oh, almost had a nice pickup. Really good awareness to press that 4C though. Alright, you're back in the corner. Looking like a pretty commanding round from Ralph. Just going for that 6-2-3-A for the knockdown here. Nice air to air. Oh, and spending it all for damage. You know, that's respectable, especially when you're starting to get close to that halfway point in time. And oh, we're testing things again. I love the double J A taps right there to bring the combo down for a conversion. Oh my gosh. Not quite gonna kill. One more chance. And you know, you're in F moon getting really close to IH. Shield is unfortunately not the gamble to make, and Monte with the first round. It was looking like we were going to see an IH play from Rao, especially as he was starting to charge for a little bit. Alright, Monte mixing up the ball here. And like, Monte is so notorious for, of course, the aptly named Monte ball now. Using the drift jump. Just like this. Oh no, going for the reset again. Alright, tested out the first one and didn't pan out. Of course, just teching into the corner. Hashtag Tecker Nation. First try Monte exhibition, Monte actually asked to have the team tag Tecker Nation before Swamp Sports was a thing. Nice smash out. Looking like a very different round from that first round, too. It's now Rao who's got to make something happen as we get down to that halfway point with the time. Ooh, nice little pickup. Oh, really needed that knockdown there. Even when you've got CL in the corner, her ability to control space with those keys is so good, but that's a really important hit. No 6-2-3. Oh, really good idea. Believed in the tech, got the tech, just wasn't quite ready with the trap, and Monte is going to punish you for that. The way that Monte plays too, just being always willing to like rip those defensive mechanics. You're going to see the spot dodges. You're going to see the shields. Definitely something they're very notorious for. But if you're not on your game with your punishes, if you're not waiting to watch for these gambles to come out and take advantage of them, I mean, someone who's willing to send it might just sneak through like that sometimes. The difference between Monte and a lot of other players is doing that with the readiness to adapt. Immediately switching it up. I really like the idea of going for the sinker on wake up right there. Recognize the spacing and that this is going to be a really high reward check if they do something with a pretty low risk given this situation. Nice. Oh, opting for the other corner. Nice little run under there. CL classic, the turbo catwalk sneaking under that falling air button. That's got to be a really frustrating situation. You got to watch out for those keys. It's kind of funny. CL keys in the way they control so much vertical space and really pressure you to jump, especially because if you're too comfy holding them, she can go into the further extensions of them to be plus and start getting in on you. Kind of are the closest functional thing to like a Street Fighter fireball. Oh my gosh, that converting? Little CL Gory. Oh, nice EX cancel. Unblockable situation that you could have shielded, but it's a really tough thing to be ready for. Oh, and this one's gonna hurt. Double sinker routes. 4.5k on Aki health. That is a clean Monte dub. We're gonna have Chase Swamp. One of them against Haru in a dry land or Mag.And.Cheese. This is an interesting one too, because you kind of want to play your cards right as far as playing each player for the match when every player can only play 2 sets. Like if you think you're going into set 2, do you save whoever you feel like your anchor is or one of your stronger players for the next round? Do you want to make sure you get there and send your best in early? Like if you send a Haru in a dry land now and Haru wins, then come the next set, you either have to save Haru for not let Haru play if you go all the way to the end, or you have to save Haru for the end and not play again in the middle there. Haru just as the highest placing player in the midweeks, made a top 8 one time, beating Omla as well as being in that S tier of DMF. Mag.And.Cheese also on his way up there. Up and coming Melt Your Blooder, who has been in a lot more top 8s recently. I think has made top 8 on every NekoMech moon, which shoutouts. I mean, that's like the kind of thing that's a really sick feat to watch people do in midweeks. Like, I believe Skelly has won entire midweeks with like both C and F coma. Mag has done the smaller version of that, the Melt Your Blood version of that, making top 8s with every mood of NekoMech. Wonder who we are going to see. Because part of what makes SWAMPSPORTS such a strong team, why they're the second seeded team in this event, is because between Monte, Chace, and Swamp, like, I don't want to fight any of those players. Whole team is pretty strong. Which is so funny because heading into this event, it's easy to look at the teams and be like, dang, every team is scary. And now we've got this great blend of players in the community where there's a lot of really strong up-and-comers, but you still kind of have the goats who've been grinding for a minute. They've played your character matchup before. They've seen all the basic stuff. Like, we've watched J-Bao play. Swamp was also at the same Con 2024 where J-Bell got 9th, I believe. And Swamp also, I mean, Swamp came up really fast. Swamp has been sweating these. Oh, we got Mag. Okay, let's go. I got faked out. I saw the caster name and I had a feeling, and I saw the color and was like, yeah, maybe I'm wrong. But okay, we do got Mag, and she's going with the H, which is a funny one because Mag, no NekoMech enjoyer, again has made top 8 on every moon of this character and did start on C, did play C pretty recently, but has really been enjoying this H, known to be weaker, especially having much lower health. And look at that. C NekoMech not known for her damage. That looks like 50% off 1.5 touches. Like, that's a throw and change. And already looking like potentially one more touch. Oh, especially after a throw right there. Oh, had the double overhead, but didn't quite believe. Mag also dropping on the other end, too. Yeah, just using those air buttons to clean that up. And one of the things that makes H NekoMech considered weaker than the other moons of NekoMech is she basically plays without B normals. She's got these slow Dhalsim-like normals that do extend a good amount of hurt box as well. So once C NekoMech is under you, it's going to be pretty tough to come down. But Mag finding the timing for JC to sneak through. Oh, that could have been a big starter. Nice, and yeah, Swamp really getting that pressure started. Free movement into the JC. All a character like this needs is to be plus and get you here one time. Like, Swamp is totally content to just keep you in this corner. Look at that. You have to be taking the EX guards on the multi-hit. Your guard bar is getting so low. Yep, that's Swamp's test. Are you going to be able to EX guard that one? Do you know that your guard bar is about to get broken? Meg finding another way out anyways. And Swamp and all of his experience just pressing the shield 623A, knowing I'm too far to be autopiloting the EX shield button, but if I hit this, I can put out the lightning, not commit, and can seal the win. Alright, Mag starting off a lot more passive, throwing out that beam, saying, are you going to jump at me? But Swamp more than content to back off. We've seen Swamp navigate around these slow H Necromech buttons. Snuck under, but pressed too soon. We're still facing the wrong way out of that run. Yeah, Swamp not getting caught overcommitting and chasing too hard. And that was a clean EX shield, too. Unfortunately, a little bit of a weird spacing to play at. Ooh, that was shifty JC. Let it rip a little bit early and knows we get that ground bounce coming. Clean pickup. Looking like a very commanding Swamp round as H Necromech 2, you're not going to be doing tons of damage. And C Necromech is right around that middle of the pack of the cast for health. And yeah, not even a dent in it. Oh my gosh, I didn't change the names on stream. You're right. I typed in Mag earlier and I totally forgot it. Right, and hard knockdown 2 off the lightning. Yeah, gonna be a really tough position to come back from. Spending all the meter to just keep you locked in here because now you have no chance to mess up. Yeah, Mag getting caught jumping. Swamp just choosing to keep the pressure really tight there was huge. Like, you're in a tight situation. It's going to be hard to gamble with any of the system mechanics, but you have to be content to do so, and unless you pick the one that is going to call out these faster options, she's just going to keep resetting you there. That is going to be a SWAMPSPORTS 2-0. And I believe next up we have DMF and BFG available. Let's get them up here. And the whole thing, I think, is being streamed since special events. It would be a waste to gather all of the teams and have any of them not have a chance to play. Let's see. Between BFG, we got Nick, Juda, and Zapoke. And DMF, we got Fhunny, Snake, and ANOMALETIX. Shout out to ANOMALETIX. Meets last second, got roped into Mother's Day stuff, as many have. But we had ANOMALETIX ready to swap in. But if I'm DMF, I mean, DMF has been on the come up for Fhunny again. Been on a hot streak, making top 8 recently. I mean, top 4 even this past midweek off a really, really sick run where he sent Onion to losers early. Onion, the 1 seed of that bracket, got sent to losers and ended up playing in that winners finals, or sorry, winners semis himself instead. Fhunny just been consistently on the up and up. Snake as well, having made top 2 in Melt Your Blood for the 4th time, 5th top 3. Was in that Melt Your Blood finale and finally ascending past that. There's another person to clear that bar. ANOMALETIX still kind of in there and has been having fun messing with different characters, but consistently floats around the A and S range of DMF League. And we're seeing the IP from DMF side for someone to join, as they were the first ones to decide, it seems. And this is another case too where like Fhunny is the most decorated of these players at this point, right? Has made it deepest in the brackets for midweek melting. Was the first one to ascend from Melt Your Blood series of this team. Oh my gosh! And we are seeing the double IP. BFG already fucking up. Just giving Zapoke the perfect opportunity. DMFT posts IP and Juda posts IP and goes, wait, I'm stupid. Excellent start for Team BFG. So yeah, if I'm Team DMF, I'm really wondering, who do you play in this round? And one of the tough things about it is, I mean, Nick is also one of the most decorated players of the community. Top 2 at Frosty Faustings 2024, top 3 Frosty Faustings 2025, made top 8 this past Climax of Night, going C White Land the entire way. And Zapoke as well. Top 2 last year Combo Breaker, shoutouts Combo Breaker coming up. Top 8 at a lot of events in the past couple years. And was a Game 5 of that Grand Finals with Dace before he threw for content. I'm so glad Combo Breaker's coming up and I get to keep bringing that up. It's too funny. Oh, they are in there, and they did not let me know. Whoa. Right. Not spoil what's going on. We are syncing up. It is too funny. Am I gonna get mixed again? I have them get going. We should be able to sync up in time. Okay, it is Snake. Oh, and it's the poke. The best part of this being Zapoke is he changed his caster name to be Juda's caster name. That's too good. This is definitely what this team was discussing. Alright, good time for Snake to fight back. This is going to be an interesting one too because Fwara is a character who's got to be in the air. Fcalma, a character known for his ability to deal with people in the air, but Zapoke's got a lot of matchup experience from fighting Jog. But matchup experience doesn't always matter when you are put in a situation like this. Zapoke not immediately jumping. You have to either choose if you're going to deal with Kalma trying to keep you in that corner with the strike or dash up and be ready for it. Zapoke claiming that Juda told him to throw round 1. A lot of people ask how Zapoke types while he plays, but bro actually just keeps his phone in front of him. And mid-game will start typing. But I mean, Snake very much in the lead right now, and this could do it. Yep, had to tech right there. Nice trap by Snake. Take game 1. Now it's actually Zapoke. Playing from behind here. Nice little reset though. Gotta be ready to mash on those. She's gonna keep the torn, and that's such a devious situation when the ball is behind you. You're probably looking at it like, am I about to get pushed into this? This is also a tougher situation for Fwara because he's got a really hard time punishing after that 2-2C. No TNA run-up throw. But he does have that hover dash JA unreactable, basically unblockable, cheap champion. Classics Fwara zoning. Zapoke's so good at throwing out that ball and watching for how you're going to approach around it. Yeah, can't be doing that against the armor. I'm sure he knows better. Little left, right. I really not know the player matchup. Holding that crouch shield right away. Nice little stomp OTG, a couple extra 100, and Zapoke contents to continue gambling. You might be paying for this dearly. Yep. Another solid trap by Snake. Zapoke ahead to tech. Tie it up. Snake set point. Nice block on that left right. Oh, I'm committing too many frames with that right there. He was definitely thinking about trying to reflect the meatball. 100% looking at the meatball, being like, I'm ready to throw this back at you. Classic FYR situation, but the armor just gets to dash through. Can't take any more hits, even just a single multi-hit. From that JC, that hits me so often. I'll like block one of the early hits and get hit just like that. Yeah, shout out to Zapoke throwing for content, claiming Juda told him to throw round one. Now he's back out here having to fight for his life, but he's making this comeback. Mother's Day noobs in the chat. Alright, back in this corner here. There's a corner gap, and Zapoke notices it. Holy JC. Goated FYR situation. Nice committal to the low block from Snake right there. That's one of those where when you can't react to mix, you just gotta decisively pick. Ooh, the empty jump right there. Baiting out that 5A. Snake didn't notice his change in the spacing right there. Oh my gosh, and Spinner just goes through the entire armor. Only Snake avoids a knockdown, but Zapoke content to mash, not trying to hold a command grab right now. And Snake notices good 5A to punish the jump out. A really good situation for Snake. Zapoke, I almost was about to say not trying to gamble with the tech. I would have spoken too soon. Techer Nation will not be stopped. You see that counter hit? You know what he was trying. Okay, yeah, noticing again, Snake really likes to take this corner. Oh my gosh. The extra air dash right there. Putting a funny left, right. Really, really hard knockdown. You're going to get 2 balls on you. And doesn't matter. Armor just dash out. Zapoke, no respect for it. All looking pretty good for Snake. That's a huge counter hit. Will he kill? There it is. Snake with the first one. Zapoke saying, how'd I get tech? Unfortunate. Didn't even mean to gamble as hard as he did. That is Snake with the first one. Players remaining that we have to see. Oh my gosh, Zapoke saying, why did everyone in the team voice chat go quiet? And Juda saying they deafened him. So forcibly telling bro to lock in is crazy. And I mean, paying a price for it now, it's going to be either Nick or Juda against Fhunny and ANOMALETIX. And I'd imagine the way we're doing this is if it is a tie, we get that third set. I'm seeing ANOMALETIX say it is time for him to destroy these kids. Going to be ANOMALETIX up for DMF, I think, unless we are doing another fake out. But I think if you're DMF and you're playing off one win, go for it. The hard part is that if they send out Nick, Nick has a lot of work experience. Juda is no slouch either, though. Legendary Melt Your Blood player. Juda is had such a legendary run for Melt Your Blood because he played in a singular Melt Your Blood. And then he qualified for a finale by just going 6-2 in actually just one midweek. And that gave him enough points to qualify in the circuit system. for that one, which was actually intentional with the way I did the system. I was hoping that if people would play one in the midweeks, they would be rewarded for it. Because the midweeks are pretty competitive. That's why it's really showing a lot that Fhunny recently got that 4th place after ascending past the Melt Your Blood barrier, has only continued. ANOMALETIX also been getting more wins in bracket. I believe was denied this week by LNR or last week. On the other side, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we see Juda or Nick. Are they in there? Oh, they are in there. Okay, cool. Seeing the hover of characters here. I feel like this is going to be a trend today where we're going to be seeing people hover their teammates' characters. On the other side, not even hovering a character, just leaving it all up to waiting till we sync up. Waiting on the Vichy on here. I wouldn't be surprised if when the team was talking about preparing, they were just syncing up caster names. A hake out. You know what's really funny about this, by the way? So many people have played in midweeks. You can go and take an IP and see who's posted the IP before. I saw the IP posted. I'm like, you sure can just go up into the search bar and look for that IP and see. Is this ANOMALETIX or is this Fhunny? And sure enough, we got Fhunny against Juda. If you've been watching Melty for the last couple years, this is definitely an exciting one. Two players who both got good pretty quick, but Fhunny mix. Not looking too Fhunny for Juda right now. Again with the left-right, and everything is connecting. Just barely not going to kill, and Juda actually blocking this one out. Really good defense, just holding on to this. Wow, even Throwtech. A much slower paced game than we've normally seen from Juda. But Fhunny finding a nice little tap to get out. Ooh, I like the 5C there. Not sure if it was on purpose, but that last kick is going to give that anti-air. Finally lets Juda start getting the orbs up. Nice air movement by Fhunny. Juda thought he was going to sneak under there, but Fhunny managed to cover the space. Oh, and hard call out on the heat. Juda finally lets rip. Nice little snipe with the orb. But Fhunny is ready for these. Oh, maybe not as ready as I thought. Nice recognition by Juda though. Notices, okay, you're going to be looking for these orbs. I'm just going to pull up with buttons and keep going. Oh no, that would have killed. Okay, yeah. Emotional heat, but you know, you get them off of you, and the stray orb is going to do it. No meter left for Juda in this one, but that's okay. I see Roa can get started without it. Getting the orb up just to start, really protecting his space, because yeah, if you full send it like that, you might get sniped. And crossed up here. We saw it a lot from Seacoast yesterday too. Really strong thing Zero has, just being able to suddenly mix up which side he's going to be on. And Fhunny picked the right side, but the wrong option. Nice bait by Juda. And this is going to be such a tough situation for Fhunny to get out of, because you need to get a couple hits, and now you're against the best character in the game at keeping someone in the corner, keeping you in the corner. Juda even just backing off all the way, being like, look, you can't even mash out on me. You can't even shield there. The vertical orb placement was so smart right there. That was crazy. Going and setting the far vertical orb, waiting for Fhunny to jump, noticing that Fhunny has that shield habit, and just having the orb there to be like, yeah, I don't care. Zapoke talking smack, but I mean, Juda has a win on the Skelawara from that midweek run. That was a run where Juda beat Skelawara and Gear Dragon on the same run. Nice bait on the DP again. And like one thing a lot of people aren't really going to see too with C-Roa is the orb management. We saw the misplay right there, but threw that vertical orb up right away just to keep the orbs refreshed. Keeping track of where your orbs are, managing which orb you're pressing. Nice use of the max mode too to just rip the fork. That is the most ignorant C-Roa option, just being able to chuck the plus frames out here. Force Fhunny to deal with it. And this is definitely a strength that Juda has shown since he started. Just being really committed to playing the zoner game plan with C-Roa, expressing why this character is maybe the best in the game. By just being like, what if I never interact with you? But Fhunny finally finds an opening as one more drop leaves him on a pixel. Nice dodge delay. He really delaying all of these defensive options, not falling prey to the same trap and just using the fork to keep Fhunny jailed. And like, even if you just spend the meter like that, keeping someone jailed for a little bit extra stalls their time, using the time as a resource, make it hard for them to come back. But Fhunny finding a really good hit in Max. It's possible, but choosing to believe in the mix over the heat. And will this kill? Oh my gosh, it does. Fhunny hanging on from a pixel. Nice delay heat. I like the idea of going for the DP there, thinking maybe Juda's going to try and take his turn right there. Nice little run under, using that to cross up. And yeah, choosing orbs just for plus frames here. I like that Juda's also accepting a lot of these straight hits. Oh no. Didn't wait for the full landing right there. Sometimes that's tough to time. Oh, nice little jump there, just barely avoiding that button. And Juda starting to vary up the way we're setting these orbs and the way we're moving. Oh my gosh, what a way to catch the teleport. And Juda 2-0 over Fhunny. Put some respect on his name. Juda is actually, like, people have been calling Juda a duck. Juda missed that first week of DMF after Lunar League started, didn't end up playing, but like, definitely showing that he's still got the most important sense for the game. A lot of dropped combos, some missed opportunities, but like had the mental fortitude to not just start ripping the DPs and heats, which were a weakness that we saw in a lot of his early play. Definitely still seeing the growth arc despite the lack of presence in tournaments and gameplay. Sticking it to people who wouldn't have expected Juda to win. And honestly, like, shoutouts for Fhunny too. Like, a lot of people watching this probably would not have expected that because Fhunny has been cooking, especially with the way that set started. But that was 2-0 and it didn't even feel like it the whole time. And at this point, it's gotta be Nick versus Snake. And Nick also was playing a lot in the post-COVID times when Jog was grinding. Just probably fought Skelly's F Coma, if not other F Comas, including Mikas and whoever else was playing at the time. I believe Kareem Duck has also played F Coma. Might have only been C, I don't really remember. Skelly's F Coma. Much F Coma fought from Nicole. But Nick is a really one-of-a-kind White Len. Like, I don't know if we're going to see the C Kohaku or the C White Len. I'd imagine it would be the White Len. If you're not ready for the C White Len, it's going to be a tough one. Unless Nick secretly has a C Roa? Was that Nick and is this Juda? What is going on? I could see Nick being confident enough in her White Len, though, to pick Siroa here and just be like, cool, I'll go White Len if this goes poorly. This is definitely Nick. Wait, is this Juda and Snake? Is that how this works? Wait, am I stupid? Oh, it is Juda and Snake because the winners fight, not the third person fights. Okay, thank you. I'm too used to the normal team format. Juda is crying in the VC, awesome. Snake and Juda, this is from that first run of Melt Your Blood when Juda was playing. Snake had a much harder time previously navigating the orbs. Snake with a fat lead here. Oh my gosh, he had tried to go for the DP, but got turned around in the corner. Snake with game one. What we saw in the last one, though, was Juda kind of making that shift to just not interact with Fhunny at all. Totally stick to the zoning game plan, accepting, like, even off the advantage of a straight orb hit, just set another orb, don't always force the combo. But didn't really get an opportunity. Snake playing the matchup well, which is that you have to stay on top of Roa and not let him get set up here in the first place. And now Juda has gotten his space away, but you know what's funny is Snake was just telling me a minute ago that he was kind of thinking about this technology against specifically Zero of maybe the armored command dash could do something. Showing a little bit of it, but now it's Juda in the advantageous position. Using that armor to fight through a lightning bolt, but again, Juda really good at just sticking with this game plan of like, I'm just not going to be there. And again, using the advantage off of the fort to just set more orbs, like not forcing conversion. Just being like, yeah, I can just put these here and now you can't do anything. Oh, where did the BFG go from Juda's name? Why is it gone? Baiting the DP, yeah, that's the first one we've seen from Juda too. Snake just knowing, okay, I'm not going to give you a chance to do anything. I got a lead, there's no reason to risk it. Snake taking full advantage of the time. Let Juda get comfortable running that pressure. Found a way through, but oh my, ooh, Juda almost had the sick conversion there. blocking it out, letting himself get pushed to the corner. Really nice response to that Rekka. And Juda again. Really showing great game awareness. Staying away from that dive kick, just being totally content to not even risk pressing into it too early. Just fully exercising the strength of his character, which is having these orbs and the fork. Oh my gosh. How did you know that was going to reach there? On taking full advantage of the time to get these sparks going. This is crazy too, because like we're seeing like someone who really knows his character very well, despite having been often joked about as a duck recently. Juda really playing like you can never say that she doesn't know how to play the game. Way to just get out of there and using these orbs. Like this is, watching Juda's gameplays, this is exactly why Zero is top tier. Sure, he's got that like infinite block string or whatever, but this is what makes this character so good. It's just like, I'm just never gonna be there. Don't even need the combo right here, and yeah, Juda just being like, I got a gun. Covering the entire screen. Nice comeback, 2-1. What other teams are left? Do we have, is Thorn? Oh shoot, did I just get... Oh shoot, okay, cool. 3-2 for BFG. So far, the higher seeded teams have won. The underdogs have not been able to do it yet. We'll see if they are able now. Is GREGSPORTS ready? Cool. So let's go with Thorn. Evil and GREGSPORTS. Trying to locate Stafy. Yeah, you know what's so funny about hashtag who is Greg? Greg was supposed to be in this. Greg was listed as the third teammate, and like an hour before the event, KFL pings Kajoq and someone in LFGNA called Jeremy was like, yo, are you ready to win? Jeremy's like, I don't think I can make it. Stafy is in voice chat with Kajoq, so that is going to be how we see you when they get to play. It looks like, it sounds like by the chat that we might be getting Kajoq up first. Greg does love his mom, apparently. The only time I saw Greg Sports before Kajoq came in with that tag was Tith. Because I remember asking Tith one time where Greg Sports was. Oh, let's go. Melty on Twitch, the strongest soldier finisher in the chat. Hi. Well, we might not see KFL immediately in round one because they do have 3 people and not everyone can play in each of them. So there is a chance that we see Greg Sports want to save KFL for a later round, but I mean getting past Evil is going to be tough in and of itself, especially because you're going to have to go up against Carried or Chained. I'm seeing HaloHector posting IP. Ooh. Post of this one's for Evil. These team tournaments are so funny because there's just this waiting game between every set. Not sure who Kajoq is gonna play. He has mostly played F Alco in bracket, but also plays some H Nania. Last time I played Kajoq, the H Nania did a lot better against mine than the F Alco did. But I believe nearly made a top 8 in a midweek with F Alco one time. Has floated around the A range in DMF League as well. Mostly known as a VSAV player. Stafy, I'm not familiar with you. And you know what? I'm not going to pry either. I feel like GREGSPORTS has kind of stayed mysterious intentionally, and it's kind of fun to leave it that way. And KFL, of course, Climax of Night Champion, very frequent top 8er / winner / gamer. And on the evil side, we got Skeleton, who is Skeleton, winningest NA player of Melty Blood. Perhaps one of the greatest. We got Thorn, who organized this event. F Vaki Hub, been cooking, been making these midweek top 8s for a minute now. Cooked in that Melty or Blood finale, Felty Blood finalist as well. One of the Felt Puppet havers. And HaloHector, who ran 15 games with KFL in bracket at a weighted fate, all 3 game 5s, one on winner's side and double game 5s on loser's side in the grand finals. Well, I guess in grand finals, one for the reset, one for the finals. Also top 8 at Frosty this year. And I believe 4th or 5th, 4th maybe in Slashback this year. I don't really remember. It might have been 2nd. I don't remember what everyone got at that to be honest. I gotta check again. Am I thinking of Flea? Actually, how did that top 8 go? I literally do not remember. That's crazy. All I remember is Shao 1. Shao KFL. And then was it Oligari Flea? cannot find this bracket. Were you 5th to flee? Am I remembering that correctly? Oh, Alligari, okay. Yeah. Also a very frequent midweek top 8er. Whenever he enters. Backs. Chicken jockey, kitchen, chicken jockey. Seeing the Alco hover, if this is Kajoq, then I imagine there's a chance we do see the F Alco. Purple and black Alco picker normally. We should be synced up by the time they pick. What is the GREGSPORTS lore? The plot thickens around GREGSPORTS. Okay, I guess I was a little more off than I thought with the sync, so we were getting fast Melty for, oh, just a whole second. Alright, we're good. It's gonna be Thorn against Kajoq. The puffball into JC. Keeping it simple, you can't really do too much against the puffball right there. You gotta be looking for what comes next. Oh my gosh, you're eating 6K for that? Like, F Vaki is special one of the Vakis partly because she does so much damage, even though she takes so much. Makes you feel like you got low health too. Nearly a crazy conversion off of that. Nice wait for the shield counter to come out, but I mean, that's an old guy strat right there, knowing that someone's going to be looking for that punish. You might as well rip the DP if you get punished anyways. But doesn't matter if you're going to be running into these F Vaki attacks anyways. Thorn with game 1. Yeah, slow wake up plus slow DP kind of sneaking through there. Oh, and just slightly misplaced on that JC. Nice mash by Kajoq, taking the corner. Yeah, the rare little overhead from the orb happening from off screen. Nice little 2C there, potentially trying to catch a backdash as well. And crossing up the DP. Kajoq already showing that he really likes ripping that. Look at that, 3 F Vaki hits and 1 DP bait. There you go. Thorn on set point. Kajoq has a lot of really strong player reads with the DP. You can definitely see that general fighting game experience. However, Melty Blood has so many ways, especially if you're a character like F Vaki, to just not have to take the risk around it. Especially when you pull up in a situation where you're risking against DP, you could be risking against shield. Eliminating having to deal with that is such a core part of this game. Oh my gosh, attacking on like 700 from the puffball there. Getting shifty in the air to land that JC. work by Thorn. Taking the first one for Team Evil. Team Evil with an evil roster, too, honestly. Skelly or HaloHector next? I gotta imagine that if you're GREGSPORTS, you're probably putting in KFL to give you a chance unless Stafy is goated like that. Just because it's gonna take a lot to beat Skeleton or Hector. I mean, I did mention earlier, Hector went 15 games in bracket, 3 game 5 sets in one bracket against KFL. And also, just from personal experience, Hector's really good at the C-Arc matchup. And Skeleton has beaten KFL in brackets in the last couple of years. Has been winning just in general. I want to know though if we do get Skeleton KFL, I want to know if we see the Skelenak or another character. Mostly because I'm just curious how KFL would play the cat matchup. I'm curious to see Stafy play, however. I'm seeing a KFL IP. And either one, I mean, Skeleton or Hector have a good chance of doing well in this, but it is first to 2. Skeleton did also beat KFL in the East versus West for Fun exhibition before Frosty Fausting's 2025, I believe. We did a for Fun East versus West in the Melty suite, which actually was tied up until it came down to KFL Skeleton at the end. I'm said to let us know when to start, and I did not process that is character select. Oh, why can't I connect? Let's see. Big fan of when Castro does not let me connect. Huge even. And we're seeing the Skelenak hover with caster name Rump against KFL C-Arc. We are finally synced up. Rump return. We do get HaloHector after all. Oh, changing color for KFL, okay. Too many people have been playing this color. Gotta switch it up. Nice CP. I like that Hector's trying to hang in that space right above. Oh no, didn't respect the second hit, the follow-up from 623B. Nice salvage in the drop. Couldn't salvage that one though, unfortunate, I feel that. The funny thing about this matchup is if Arc touches Hime, she does what she does best, which is a lot of damage and a safe jump. But what Hime has an advantage in trying to stop Arc from getting there. Oh my gosh, huge bait on that DP and KFL just ripping the burst. But again, this is where Arc wants to. Look at that. Even on your own offense, you gotta walk back to the corner. That's a lot of damage. And a safe jump. Yeah, knowing there's a safe jump goes for more offense off of it. And this isn't quite gonna kill. Oh, especially with a drop. Yo. Sick air. Entire air. Yeah, just ripping the meter for Geyser while in Blood Heat, keeping it simple. Now it's going to be real tough for KFL to get out of this one. Because this is exactly where Hime shines in the matchup, is like Arc has to get in there. Hime is playing at a range where if Arc wants a hit, has to take a really big risk on a counter poke with 2B or 2C. Risk a 2-3-6 reversal. Gamble on a shield. A real funny kind of tug of war between these two characters. Especially because while Arc is on offense, she gets a similar thing, but in your face when Hime's got a 7-frame match. Hector keeping the offense up, so much shifting from that 2C spacing we saw at the end of that first round. Just wall out KFL to being willing to go for throw. Using the momentum of like the previous round too can make some plays like that so jarring sometimes. Nice clean DP right there. Fully leveraging Hime's range with that 5B anti-air. Oh, KFL didn't believe the overhead was actually going to connect, and you can never count C-Arc out. KFL about to go into max, has the opportunity to get a safe heat setup, but not if we drop again and getting punished. Great recognition and reaction by Hector. Taking the first game. There it is, Arc slamming you to the corner. Going for that left right. KFL, big fan of these left rights from Arc. Oh! Golden Tech out by Hector. Knows that's kind of tough to trap. Keeping it simple off the drop. Just doesn't want to give up too much, especially when one more hit from Arc is going to make this life lead difference a lot bigger than it already is, but so is this overhead. And this is exactly where Arc shines so much in the matchup. Hector gambling on something here. Counter hit either a failed DP input or maybe just mashed expecting a throw or something. Could have even expected a block trying to bait DP and just got hit for it. Nice block on the partial charge and using that 5B to just snipe KFL jumping in. 5B has been such a great tool for Hector so far. Ooh! Went for the kick early, maybe hoping to get the conversion, or for the blood heat. Taking the hard knockdown, but not ready for this throw here. It's funny playing two characters that have DPs like this. Like, you're going to get this funny situation where, like, are you expecting the hard bait on the DP? And you can go for throw, especially when these characters have such good DPs. Nice conversion by KFL. Yeah, if you're in max, why not spend it? That's gonna kill one each. Keeping it simple with the 6-2-3B combo. Yeah, what's so tough for Hime in this situation, it's really hard for her to find a way out. Especially the way KFL is playing his offense, making it hard to know when you can shield. She's got a 7-frame dash in the DP. Sending it on DP can be scary, but again, Hector's been really on top of these checks from this mid-range, calling KFL out on these approaches, but the shield gamble off the drop is going to do it. we go, letting KFL just do it all. Ground tech DP, I feel like. Ooh, sick combo here. Like that KFL noticed that we didn't do the flight there. Tried to jump out, but Hector was ready to catch it. Looking like a good round for Hector. Potentially sending us straight into the final round of the set. And yeah, perfect meter management right there. Avoiding going into max too early here and securing the kill. Nice. I like that Hector is also pressing these buttons a lot more, kind of covering if KFL just coming down a little bit sooner with a dive claw or something, without having to commit fully to a DP that might be risky. 4.5k on our count, and Hector looking so in control. Both games so far has been like whoever's gained a lot of offensive momentum has won them. Oh my gosh, huge geyser snipe. Oh, but also huge drop. A nice way to stop that jump out. Really good way to not overcommit against the DP, and a near perfect Hector seals it for Team Evil over KFL. Crazy clean stuff. That is an Evil 2-0. Which brings us to the last set of teams. This is going to be Inf, Scar, and Alk against Baby Roo, LNR, and RMR. 925 Snooky with Low Knight Rider for the end and Release My Rage. Information 20. Yeah, DokiDokiMoeMoeBEAM and Alchemist of Atlas. You know what's funny is Scar and Alk had to play recently in bracket. And knowing that Scar is on the younger end of the community, I was like, Alk, how long have you been playing Melty Blood? And he was like, I first heard of Melty Blood in 2008. And Scar was like, whoa, he been knowing about Melty Blood as long as I've been alive. Ended up coming out on top of that set. That was right before winning its first midweek, just this past week. Taking midweek 41. Chain has posted IP. They are at CSS. Thus far, I mean, we're seeing the, going straight for the Reese, but we got the Joe shout out. You know, Shadow the Hedgehog. Ever since Rump called that the Shadow the Hedgehog color, I can't unsee it. TS Hedgehog 2 Fhunny. Alright, we are good. And it is LNR versus Scar. LNR going with the classic F Reese. One Melt Your Blood on this character recently. Was playing this character as I started coming up. Has mostly played this character over the last week. These are two Melt Your Blood winners here. Scar now also a midweek winner and pulling up with the tricks, changing it up a little bit too. Normally comes at a different point in the pressure sequence, but recognizing that you're in heat and just going for it. Nice defensive positioning from LNR, especially because that Reese, you'll do a decent amount of damage. Like, if you get a good hit, you can start to make this comeback with this amount of time. Got caught backdashing there. I don't think wanted that to be a backdash, but timed that at a weird position. Scar pushing that momentum to the corner for a kill. Yeah, LNR played a mix of both Reese and Satsuki in that Melt Your Blood last Sunday. Oh, nice preemptive JB from Scar, leading to all of this. Scar's been really good about placing these preemptive JBs, catching people in a lot of odd spots where they may want to press. Nice swift roll one shield, not trying to play around with that risk too much more. Cheeky little pseudo left-right situation. If we don't drop this, could... Oh, not quite gonna kill. But this situation definitely will. Okay, going back to character select, are we going to see the Satsuki switch? Yep. Again, having been focused on the Reese lately, gave that character a real shot. Pretty solid all-around character, but just not feeling it for this one. But Scar is definitely feeling it. Round start, yeah, you know it loves going for him. Nice early button there, and the 6-2-3-8. It's got such a good awareness for exactly where that move hits. Catching is a really good anti-air option. When staying over the Satsuki JC, LNR staying over that pit, not letting it come into play with a gat of their own. Really different LNR than we've seen before. Oh my god! Excuse me? Taking full advantage of that left-right, just going for the mid. Right there, 5B especially being plus when it's spaced out. When a counter hit too, Scar was trying something. Perhaps a crouch shield getting blown up by stand button. A lot of times people start off by going for an A normal, just keep it tight, but I mean LNR immediately going for these 5Bs, challenging you to shield the right way. If you want to go for low shield, which has 2 more frames to buffer than stand shield, you're going to get blown up by the cold shoulder. Uh-oh. Little reduce getting reset here. Yeah, I like the choice to just hold up there. You ate 1600 damage, which is a little bit, but not as much as you're going to eat if you hold that arc drive on the ground. Oh my gosh, that was such a quick double overhead. Shoulder is coming for you. Yeah, not trying to keep pressing offense too hard. Oh my gosh, nice 5C. Scar looking for these anti-air buttons. The shield counter didn't punish, but you can see the thought inside of Scar trying to land. Yeah, playing this little shimmy game in the last hit. Excuse me? How? I don't even know how that situation happened. Nice gap by LNR, playing a much slower pace of offense, really looking for what Scar's doing on defense. Oh, couldn't quite get the unblockable situation. And wasn't quite confident in just ripping the arc drive there. Oh, but the shield flash is going to be really tough, especially when Scar's going to get the stealing back and time is running out for you. Got to make a hit happen. And the left-right into the arc drive. Exactly what Scar wants from this character. 2-0 Scar. Oh, and already Snooki posting IP. Baby Roo. IP is up. This is going to be either against Inf or Alk. I don't know the last time I saw Snooki and Inf play. But Snooki has recently played Alk in bracket and did pretty well. But I mean, Alk is one of the goats of this game. Been playing FSA for as long as some of the youngest Melters have been alive. Again, said he started playing the game back in 2010. Inf genetically engineered to play Satsuki. Clinical 5A and 2C placements on that character, really showing everyone exactly what those buttons are supposed to be used for. Crazy caster name on one end and just the straight up IP on the other. Oh, we are synced up already. Oh, are we changing up the color? It's gonna be ink. Oh, why did I type in Alk? I just autopiloted typing in Alk because I was talking about Alk. Inf 20 versus Baby Roo. Both these characters like putting on the left rights. Explosive start for Snooki, and one big thing here too is Snooki is really good at trying to reset pressure with all of this character's options. Likes that 6 or 5C, likes the 6C. Big fan of the slide as well. She on DP is also a factor against these if you guess right on the left right. Don't have to guess if you press 2-2C, but don't get to do much if you press that one either. Put right back in the situation, and guessing right on the left right DP is out here. Tried to keep it simple with immediate to deal with that, but mistimed it, and now Inf is going to kill you. Inf with first blood. Nice strong combo to start this one off again. 4.2k. Playing at a really nice spaced range where, yeah, the JA is going to be able to reactively trap you jumping out there. Snooki is looking to see if you're going to go for that 2C or 3C that Sauce likes, expecting a redash or just try to jump out. Simple left right and times it to punish the 2-2. You can hear the sound start up, but that is not a real reversal. It loses its invuln before it's active, and Snooki finding the right place to punish. Nice gat too, catching Inf, getting too active in the air over here. Nice little hard knockdown off that pickup, and oh, off the left right, got the hit, but no full conversion. Went for a really big punish right there in case we also saw Seamoon Heat. But uh-oh, all Satsuki needs is one touch, and yeah, Inf not trying to get, or sorry, Baby Roo not trying to get locked out of burst too soon. Oh, just barely getting the meter off of the OTG to finish this conversion. The rare drop. Oh my gosh, really good preemptive JA from Snooki here. Not quite going to kill on this character. Got a real comfortable lead though. And time is running low for Inf to get these hits. Clean run under. Game 1, Baby Roo. Yeah, really rare Inf drop. And sometimes these team events are honestly, I feel like if I were playing in one of these, this would feel more stressful than a normal bracket. You want to do it for your homies. Stress might be a real factor here. Inf ripping the heat early, steals some momentum back. Snooki is keeping the gas on. So Inf trying to put a stop to that with a little bit of a mix-up, and Snooki again just picking it correctly on the left-right mix-up, but not picking correctly in the timing of the gun, giving up too many frames, and Inf got great position for a punish here. This 2-2C might need to chill. Nice block on the overhead though. And yeah, DP will sneak through as long as you leave a gap. Doesn't matter if you're plus. Picks right on the left right again, and a huge punish on the tech right here. Is this going to kill? Not quite. Inf not giving it up to the tech trap either. Knows that you don't get an OTG. but not ready for the gun into gun. I like that Snooki picked that option too, you know, knowing that Satsuki might be able to poke something out quickly there, being out of range, and it's tough to really want to commit to 2C. Just keeping tight, pretty low commitment offense. Clean DP anti-air too, using the JBC to keep Inf locked down for just one more second. And even not getting the punish on the jumping, gets from stealing the corner. Yeah, Inf knows the Snooki habits, not trying to get reset by the 6C right now. But you know what, Snooki's kind of chill with that. Air counter hit, and look at this lead. Doesn't let 2-2C even be on the table playing from that far away. Rare instance of seeing Snooki go for 6C and not try it again. Can't blame Inf for trying the fake reversal right there. Snooki structuring offense in a way that gave him time to block. Oh my gosh. Just IH into the raw combo. Really awkwardly spaced hit. Didn't quite convert, and sometimes all Satsuki needs is one touch. Can't count Inf out of this one yet. Yep. Just like that, knows these DPs have been successful for Snooki. Gonna be really likely to see it again, and sure enough, we do. One more touch. One more Satsuki mix-up. Oh, or not. Not quite. And Inf going for that last OTG. Didn't quite get it. And that is going to be a Snooki 2-0. So now we are going to get Snooki against Scar, which, you know, a month ago, I would have said looked very Snooki favored. However, DokiDokiMoeMoeBEAM coming hot off a win against Onion Lust, 3-2 in midweek 41. In a really just crazy set overall. Sent Gear Dragon to losers from winners finals as well. Has been beating a lot of people in casuals. Picking up a lot of different characters just overall on the come up. And has just been learning really, really, really fast. Had definitely an H bunker habit. Mentioned how Rump keeps telling it to like stop mashing the bunker. And bunker was kind of the story of that, a lot of that midweek grand finals too. Got thrown out of trying to use it early, changed up the pace and didn't throw it out very much at all until that last game, that game 10, or no, game 9 of that grand finals. Just the player's shown that it can learn really, really fast. And like H. Akiha, a character who's pretty well-rounded overall, not the fastest character, doesn't have a meterless DP. But does have really high health, has buttons for a lot of good angles, and has definitely shown the ability to press those preemptive JBs. And plays JC and J2C as well. Big fan of the arc drive shenanigans as well, with the whisk shout out here for Team Carried. I know the connection has been really rough between these two historically as well. This is California to Canada. Quick little Ido shout out, potentially. Con shout out. Looking for Yo's call? No, we're just going straight to it. Let's go. NDDMMB against Baby Roo. Chain and Carried are like, they share a lot of letters. You're playing Scrabble and you trade 2 R's. Oh, I guess you also need an extra one. The I is a little small. Yeah, going for these H. Akiha tricks, and that's one of the things that really sets H. Akiha apart from a lot of the other characters that have to just move around and place buttons. The ability to place a web over somebody, create like a funny trap strike throw situation. But I mean, this is also what Shion does. 4K off the full Kya loops. Nice air jail and killing Scar. A little bit for that up back habit. Didn't quite capitalize on the hit. Nice deep jump in though. Nice reaction DP as well, showing that we're not just autopiloting this gun. Every press is with intent. Noticing Scar's in the air, and I mean the multi-hit of that DP really hard to avoid. That last hit of DP, this DP is so active. It's almost like a smaller version of Hime DP, realistically. Scar respecting on the plus frames. Switching it up from the one gunshot to trying to reset. Scar still not willing to respect and is going to punish Snooki here. Manages to sneak out too. I don't think Scar is quite ready for how to deal with such a wild defensive option. Bunker is out and you get the trap set up too. Scar with a nice lead. Baits out a little A-normal mesh. Nice anti-air. Uh-oh. Hit grab going to actually sneak through and hit the bunker. And Scar getting caught doing something on plus frames. Maybe an up back that actually got trapped on the ground. Snooki finishing his combo to bring this a lot closer. Oh my gosh, just barely away from getting tech trapped there. Definitely thought that was going to connect. How is Snooki so good at seeing these left rights? Overhead, this is huge. With the EX Ender, this is going to kill two. Snooki, game 1. It's a projectile? Is that how it works? I'm so confused. Oh my gosh, on the left, right of his own. Catching Scar off guard here, getting counter hit. Ooh, reset into plus frames, okay? Not blocking this little left, right. Oh, but does block this one. How did you see that one? Nice little JA, tried to jail Scar, but Scar is up one above you, and these deep hitting Akiha buttons are going to connect. But oh my gosh. Really good placement on that JB for the full conversion if we finish the combo. Getting close to halfway time. Snooki with the lead. Any hit could turn the tides, though. Some really, really dicey whiffs from Scar, and Snooki finally just going for a very simple frame trap to keep it tight. In max mode, no need to spend the meter. Use the full gun, just buy a little bit of extra time. Keep them blocking. Time is a resource, and you overcommitted. Scar knows. No way that hit cross up. Crazy hit. Scar just barely salvaging the round. Snooki getting caught overextending a little bit there. Looked like he was going to play a really solid game with that B-gun. Just say, like, I'm going to fully run out these 30 seconds. A little too impatient, and Scar was looking for it. Just barely whiffing that 5B. And yeah, even if it looks like you're really far away here, Akiha does have these tools that are going to reach, and you can't get caught whiffing this DP. You might die for this. Yep, finishing the combo. Scar does not drop these. 1-1. Way to hover just outside that 623A. Playing really carefully around these Akiha air buttons. He knows that you're not going to be able to convert, not overextending. Good blow up on the crouch shield. Crouch shield going to be a very common default option since it's got more leniency there. And getting the full chace? Oh, not quite. I don't think wanted the gun there. Was probably looking for a DP. Willing to block it out past the web. Tried to run out, but again, Akiha, the fact that JB covers directly below her too is going to be so good for her ability to land. It's really good at covering people trying to sneak under her. That's not going to be it for the first one. Oh my gosh, really bold defensive option, but the 2C a little too bold, gives up a lot of frames, so Scar's flying right over that. Yeah, Snooki slowing it down a little bit. Had a lot of really good decisions in the last one, just a couple misplaced opportunities. Looking like we're maybe looking for air tech resets, but Scar's being really diligent about not doing irresponsible air techs. Manages to catch Snooki off guard in this situation. Tried to gamble a lot right there. Oh, and did the IH, but nothing to follow it up. At least you get the healing, but you're only safe for so long. And finally, the run-up throw is going to work out. Hard call out and looking for DP. Still got enough time to get a good hit and bring this back, but Scar very content to block this out. Uh-oh. And as soon as we gamble, big punish opportunity. Really good hit for Snooki, but still going to need another one to bring this round into his lead. Nice block on this one. Not biting on the tick throw feint from Scar. And yeah, you really want to burst there. You want all 30 of these seconds to be able to play for this. But sending it with Gat not going to be the way. Do you die off this? Either way, this combo is going to be long. It's taking a lot of time. Too afraid to rip the DP on this one. Or maybe just messing up the 6-2-3A. Unfortunately, you see that little 2A whiff and Scar is going to run away with it. Really close stuff, but carried moves on. I think I put 3-2 and it's supposed to be 2-1 for these. I might be unable to count. I might in fact be unable to count. Believe that brings us back to the other side of bracket. We got SWAMPSPORTS BFG. Now the fun thing about this format too is either Zapoke or Juda can each play one more. But Nick is now able to play in both this one and the next round if they win. Likewise, Chace did not play in that round one and is able to play in both this and the next one. Actually has to, unless they want to take a strategy where Chace just solos finals if they get there. I don't know if that's even allowed. I would assume it's not. Seeing Chace typing, I wonder if it's an IP or if they're asking Thorn. I would not be surprised if we get questions on Fhunny strats. But Nick, Zap, Juda against Chace Armonte Swamp. Seeing the SWAMPSPORTS IP going up. Waiting to see which member of BFG joins this one. And that last one by a hair, but every one of the top 4 seeded teams did advance. So we got 1 and 4 against 2 and 3. The other side is going to be Evil, waiting to play carried. What's fun about this element of mystery too is I gotta play this game with the caster names myself. I don't know who's got what caster name. We got the Gaku shout out. Got the Jacob shout out. Oh yeah, already synced up. Monte shout out. Koki shout out, let's go. See Arc, oh. Hold on. Let's go, fighting real hard to not go to Chep. Oh, and we get Nick Chace. This one is so hype. These two played reverse mains in the random select or in the random mains bracket that I ran a couple years ago. But Nick actually ended up winning on the F-Shots now characters she has in the rotation and knows. Oh, and setting up the air tech trap. It looks like a drop, but it's so intentional. Unfortunately, that drop is not. Nice little feint into bite right here. Anytime I see the fake charge JC come out, that shit is so devious. Little basketball zoning here. And yeah, that's a really big thing against characters like Whiteland who can't move very fast and don't have the most oppressive ways to lock you down, but we do have this oppressive fake DP teleport. One of the craziest options I've seen in the game. Content to just hold this. Oh, and Chace hard calling out that 2B, the little IAD over. 2B going to be one of Whiteland's better Abare options just for its reach in that situation. But still one that is very high commitment. And the bite putting it within a pixel. Chace with game 1. Getting started chucking out this ice, but I mean Chace definitely is familiar with this matchup. Knows that with having the 2-2 ground pound, you don't have to interact with it. Chace with the counter zoning strats and the meter charge, really creating a situation. One of the strengths with a character like Sots, who gets so much damage off of her last start, against a character like this throwing out the ice, is if you let Sots get into that blood heat, especially having that unblockable setup, things could start to get ugly for you. Decent anti-zoner tool and gives her meter to gamble out on defense like this. Chace really committing to the strategy, and Nick using that ice to punish it now. Great adaptation. She's definitely seen people try this before. Little Dory reversed a little too far. Little left, right. Oh, and a little mistake too. Very rare. I wonder if the Whiteland hurtbox is tough there. Yeah, that's gonna kill, baiting the DP. One thing that Nick is known for is just the willingness to rip these DPs. Oh, but Chace also known for that. The EX cancel 623C, so good at sniping people jumping here. Bold mash, really good call out on someone, especially after they've been looking for this DP. Not DP, fake DP. Mash is another good one to mix in there. Really big whiff throw. Nice block on the left, right, knowing that Chace wants to keep that corner. But you got to be ready for this throw, too. And if you're Chace, you got to be ready for that reversal. Oh my gosh. Just barely not killing with that. But a trade is not going to be enough when you're on a pixel. Nice anti-air from Nick, and Nick has been making some really good adjustments here in placing the ice, stopping Chace from getting just his passive meter charge game going. Just like that with both the 2-3-6 ice and the 4-2-1 ice, finding some really good spaces to trap Chace, freely moving around the screen. Oh, and there's the cheap stuff, especially when you don't have so much health. That is a real 50-50, but something that you can still reversal through. And yeah, Nick turning the reversal right back on you. Again, like the fact that that was just immediate DP. We've seen all of the options. We've seen just sit there. We've seen mash, just the raw DP come out and feint into DP, doing such a good job of mixing these defensive options to make you uncertain of how you can play your offense if you're willing to pull up on this character. But Chace doing very similar with this bite, catching Nick just blocking in a lot of these spots. Nice little stop on the run, but Chace positioning and poking just in time to catch Nick turning around. Chace with this classic Satsuki mix. Uh-oh. Big drop. Yeah, Nick not trying to get risked getting IAD'd over again. Oh my gosh, I'm sure Chace thought they had that one beat. It looked just like it. Nice block on the overhead. I believe that's 0 on block, though. Chace running away at the round set point. Swamp Sports. Clean EX guards from Nick, making a lot of space, and oh my gosh, Chace just trying everything to stay away. It's just barely not enough. But still ready for this classic call-out. You can never get too comfortable jumping over these things. The 2-2 is so good at making you want to jump. Nice little dash under, especially with that little invincibility. You don't have to watch for this JC bopping you on the head too early. Chip is going to start adding up, and the double overhead going to stack that up a lot more. The kind of tricks you don't see a lot when this character is so rare. I like that tech out there while the ice is covering that. If someone wants to put a button, they've got to risk pushing green into it, especially with the ice right there. Notice how you can see the character master and how Nick is ready to tech around this ice. It looks like a defensive gamble, but Chace in the moment too is recognizing if the little ice sticking out there is going to be a problem. But not this time. Going away in time as it's cleared. Oh my gosh, Chace burying back in there, so huge. Really good OTG pickup to extend this and maybe go even further with a mix-up. But yeah, ripping the heat, another kind of defensive reversal. Again, you've got to be willing to block this in some of these cases. If she's got meter, she will send it with that 623C, and do we finish our food? There it is, Chace 2-1. Now we got Chace or Armonte versus Zapoke or Juda. And if I'm BFG, I'm feeling like it's pretty likely that Juda could come out here. Or that Zapoke could come out here, actually. I mean, again, not to say that Juda on the regular would beat a player like Skeleton, especially as we saw them play in the last midweek Juda entered, where Juda definitely got 2-0'd there as well. Skeleton very much a knower of that matchup overall. But I mean, when you have someone who's willing to play, or like a character like Siroa in a very zoner, keep away type of way, and really exercise a strength that makes the character very hard to interact with, that's a character that can be, and a player that can be pretty easy to be confident in against like other really strong players too. You can create the situation where no matter how good the player is, like what do they do against Siroa being out of your range with an orb up in front of you? So I can imagine wanting to save Juda for that round. Crazy caster names here. It's looking like we might have Zapoke. If this is Zapoke against Swamp, though, this would be pretty hype. I don't know how much I've seen these two play. Swamp has only made it out to Toledo or two. That was definitely Zapoke's C wire color hovering the F wire color. We are synced up. Oh, and it is? Is it Juda? No, we are getting Zapoke. Going to the Swamp stage as well. Shoutouts non-chat pickers. Taking notes from Java Shige, not going for that full air throw. Ender just trying to catch you landing. Nice shield by Swamp there. Knows that you can shield that JA both ways. And there it is, a clean Swamp win. Zapoke's typical defensive gambles. Not going to work out too well against a character like Necromech, who's really good at not interacting. Oh, really clever reset there. Was too far to get a really good conversion. Kind of an awkward space for Apwara. Uh-oh. He's definitely looking to call in the goons here. He's going to have a chance. Zapoke staying in the air and throwing out these preemptive buttons, knowing that Swamp might be looking to catch him coming down. Ooh! Full haze combo, nice damage, really extending that lead, and yeah, just his finisher called a player who's willing to gamble on defense every time here. Knows not to do it that time, but that held shield not held long enough. Zapoke answering back. Swamp changing up, looking for the beams. Passive play to play a little bit of Flixie, starting off C, where Zapoke's willing to jump, and the 2-2 not going to turn around in time. Alright, stuff's getting started for Swamp, but the cheater shield counter. Putting some work for Zapoke. Oh, as is that 2A coming through on a defensive option that's not real there. Zapoke keeping a simple conversion, just noticing that we're a little far from this, not trying to risk it on a better punish, taking what he knows he can get. And also walling out this arc drive! That's such a good wire arc drive, your full screen where it's going to be hard to be punished. Punish anything that could come out and stall out the rest of that heat, but now you're back in the corner and you really got to watch out for these Neko hits. Zapoke had a couple of those and already lost the lead. And Swamp knows it, sets up shop in the corner. Not quite going to kill, one more chance for Zapoke. And the spinner could get it started. Had an opportunity but did not react to the clash, and Swamp with game 1. Nice little reset there, and notice the way he's using that +4, changing it up, going for that 2A, throwing off the rhythm of when he's going to keep you blocking. And yeah, Swamp can tend to take that throw. Look at that, 2100 damage off a throw under that arc drive. Nice shield by Zapoke. Fully comfortable going for these shields in this situation, especially when he's got the fully invuln shield counter. IH for healing. Double setup for the overhead, and yes, Swamp not trying to hold any of it. Swamp very willing to put out the shield here, and Zapoke recognizing that. Definitely looks like these dashes are very intentionally looking for, are you going to be pressing something? Are you going to be holding a shield? Swamp making the wrong choice, and it costs the round. Running into the meatball on the other side. Now we're seeing classic Zapoke. As well as real Swamp Sports gaming, going for this EX shield, swapping it up from these 2-2s. Zapoke, a big fan of the D button. Swamp looking for a very classic air counter hit situation. That would give a really good combo. Keeping it simple, using JC to hit that cat cover, that space, and Zapoke just sending himself into it. Nice little tipper JC hit. Ooh, really good JC placement as well. Uh-oh, crouch shield not going to be the pick against 5C. Getting real close to potential IH range to make some of this back, though. Oh, absolutely not what Zapoke wanted. And that is going to be a Swamp 2-0. Swamp Sports moves on. Now we got Evil and Carried. Yeah, he was definitely going for that IH there, and got locked out a little bit there because when the EX flash happens, it's your input. got Scar posting IP for Team Carried. Back to Carried versus Evil. Scar and Inf both got one more chance to play. Alk is allowed to play in both of these. And Skeleton is allowed to play in both of these, while Hector and Thorn only get one for each of them. Ah. We will see who Evil sends into this one. HaloHector posting Evil GIFs in the chat. I should put winner semis. I had exhibition first to twos because I'm thinking teams and I'm thinking exhibition, so it's clear it's first to twos, but I should put the part of bracket. Semifinals. Who is going in for Team Evil? Skeleton could either play first or second, with either Hector or Thorn in first. And now you know at this point that you're going up against Swamp Sports next, right? So at this point you can also pick whether you pick between Swamp or Thorn for this round, between who you think is going to perform better against Swamp Sports. And we're seeing the Hector Hime hovered. It was Scar who posted IP for Team Carried. I think Shocky are being a pretty well-rounded character overall. I feel like Scar's a pretty solid pick to send in first too. Like, the matchup isn't going to be a huge deal one way or the other. We are getting Thorn against Scar, and this actually played out last midweek, which I believe Thorn lost to Scar on winner's side right before winner's semis. 7 TV emotes? You gotta send me that, Juda. I'm not familiar. Akiha and Akiha violence there. Scar going to work with big damage on this Vaki health, and Arc Drive will do it. 3,400. Oh my gosh. And here it is, that classic Vaki pit pressure. F-moon landing recovery coming in clutch. They split up on the low shield, but unfortunately a little too eager chasing that air tech. Getting left-righted on our own setup by the dodge. Intel was a punish because still facing the wrong way when getting hit. Nice little throw that Thorn likes to sneak in there when you're really looking to block. And oh no, slid out with the bunker, but gambled on shield again. Not gonna be the way. She slides out a little bit, but not that out. And Scar positioning really well to kind of stop Thorn's escape, but I mean, Thorn is not too concerned with forcing something to happen on offense. Especially when on Vaki, you got a lot of potential to just play keep away forever. But now Scar threatening to make a comeback. Oh my gosh, Vaki just flies entirely vertically over the pit. Yeah, blowing up these H-move shields. And again, Scar having this habit of the bunker gets blocked. I am crouch shielding again. And Thorn twice now has blown that up with a simple 5B tap right there. Oh, single counter hit pillar. Bold 5C check. Not quite in position either for that air and blockable off the pillar. Nice 5C and combo off the wall splam to catch that. Oh, backdash got through the throw, but I mean the web is behind you. That's part of what makes that setup so nice. Just getting that whole blood heat off, but no chance to shield. Scar with a huge gat call out. You know it's looking for you to jump on these situations. Oh, really bold arc drive. You almost never see that from Vaki, but it is still a reversal. Especially while Scar has the heat. We've seen the arc drive come out so many times before. Really good idea of try and challenge. Oh my gosh. Really scary situation here. Thorn just needs one hit and not going to give a chance. The preemptive JBs again. Scar is so good at recognizing when you're going to make a movement that might be towards Akiha. Just pressing this JB early to be like, okay, I'm not really extending my hitbox that far. And if you jump into me at any angle, you've got a pretty good chance of getting hit. Oh my gosh. A really big counter hit. Keeping it simple with the puffball, and Scar just getting caught not blocking. Look at all this Vaki damage. These two hits are giving Thorn the lead right back, but you've still got so much time. And just going to crouch a little bit too early. That extra air dash from Vaki is so shifty sometimes. You really got to be looking for it. Not too many characters have a chance to put out another air dash right there and keep going. Nice little backdash, get me past these buttons, but not fully out of the situation. These H-Akiha combos are so sick. A little bit of a drop here, but at least you got the corner. Nice backdash. It's kind of a risky one too, especially because that pit could have been behind you. No IH. Baits the bunker, and yeah, Scar learned from that habit of pressing those crouch shields. Going with a get of her own, and does this kill with Puffball? Not quite. Too much preparation. Try to end it. Crazy situation and just not enough health for Scar, and that is 2-0 Thorn to start this off. Overcommitted a little to the pillar. Scar had the nice run under, but pushed green into the pillar. And if that was a double KO, it would have just gone to last round. And I think I don't know if it was made clear if Skeleton has to play this one. She could double up on grands or something on finals. But yeah, that is the Skelly IP, the Skelly port. Shout out Skeleton's IP. Skelly's IP is literally 69123911141. Like it's all meme numbers in a row. That's crazy. Well, I guess not really memes, but insane IP. Six nine one two three 91141. Not necessarily all broken up like that. 91141. And I gotta imagine that it's gotta be Skelly Alk at this point. I mean, when you know that you might have to send in Skeleton, especially if both Skelly and Alk can both play the next two sets, we're definitely getting Skeleton Alk here. An absolute classic. When Skelly was entering more of the midweeks, we would see this in finals all the time. I know this has historically happened a lot over Fuckfests, and I believe Snaildom's in the past at some point as well. Another American Netplay classic. Yeah, V matchup, I could totally imagine. Oh my gosh. It was definitely a common matchup for a lot of 2025 as well. Real question though is, what character are we about to see from Skelly? When Skelly enters midweek, usually she picks a character off her roster and runs it for the whole bracket. We've seen the F Coma, F Reese, C Nania, H Neck. Ooh, but we're going with the tried and true, the classic C Coma. Ooh, Wayland stage? I thought for a moment we were going to the Alk stage, but I'm a fan of either of these stages. Especially when grass stages are viable with these characters. No, Alk, you can't offer Skelly stage choice. We're going to Classic Home. Oh, we're not. Let's go. Skella Gold. With the Whiteland stage, awesome pick. Nice. Showing the orb. Or the, no, not orb. Oh my gosh. Green. Yeah, Alk classic, but you know Skelly's ready to react to that flash. She's definitely jumping already with the intent of, if I see this flash, I'm ready for that. But a classic Alk call out. And Alk with a lot of lead here, but I mean, there's still so much time on the clock, and just like that, one hit gonna bring this real close. Setting up that tech trap situation. Spending the rest of the max for a little bit of armor, excuse me. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk all of a sudden. And coming in clutch, just lets her keep the offense off of the command grab. Clean strike throw. Oh my gosh, the Gat out of the shield there too was ready for Alk to come down with the button even after the ring. She really sat there like, not only do I know you're about to do this ring, I know you're about to jump behind me and think you got me. No, you don't. Alright, strike throw. Hedgehog. Not putting your hands on those spikes so easily. Ouch, just big plus frames. I like that little delay there too, especially against experienced players. You get the plus frames, they're not going to do something right away. But if they think you might go for a command grab or something, might be trying to fuzzy jump or mash. Clean EX guards. Look how much space that made to jump out past this ring. There we go. Clean EX guards from Alk too. But your back is to the corner. You're running out of space, and Skeleton really showing it with that little elbow. Nice little jump over by Alk here. And it's not quite going to be enough. There's enough time for Skelly to start making this comeback and choosing to just run away instead of throwing out this heat. Regain this mid screen. Believe that you can get this hit. And there's a start. Command grab into heat. I like the choice to just throw them away. And oh no, Alk saw the flash. Ripped the shield. Probably thought he was going to get hit by the tip of it, but was way out of the way. Tragic whiff. I don't think that's even like entirely bait. It's like you will be advantageous if Alk falls down into you. But I mean, Alk whiffed the shield and like that's just a punish at that point. Nice little command grab under the ring. Yeah, not playing too many games off that shield. The JC did come out, but a little too far for that. And Skelly is definitely watching for you to throw these rings. Knows how to get in there. Big gat advocate. Nice holding up right there behind these shields. Little OTG sequence, and yeah, just putting out the armor while you're under the ring. I like that idea, especially because you'll be able to tank a couple of those hits that way. But Alk not trying to get command grabbed again. One strike there. Sometimes your jump gets caught. Oh no, tragic drop from Alk. Another huge miss. And Skelly on set point from that. A really clutch 5A counter hit, and you see the counter hit right there. They had that standoff where it looked like a little bit of a spacing trap on a button that SafeQ could have pressed. But especially two players playing strike, their characters, their timing around these is so pristine. Oh, Skelly definitely looked like she was going to have that punish, but SafeQ recovering just barely in time. Skelly knows better than to ground tech here. Oh my gosh. Kimono dash, but you stole the corner anyways? Looking for these air tech traps. There it is, that strike throw. 2-0 Skeleton. She's so good at setting up that situation where you don't know if it's going to be 2C coming at you, or if it's going to be run up into strike throw, and that's what makes those dashes so scary. And now we have the 1 and 2 seeds of this event. Skeleton, HaloHector against Chace and Armonte. This is a tough one too, because like Chace and Armonte are both really strong players, and I don't feel like there's too much of a player or character matchup thing to play here. I mean, you're fighting Skeleton, who has just beaten everyone in this country at this point. I don't know how much room there is to really think about any type of matchup here. And then you're fighting HaloHector Fhunny. I don't think these players have actually gotten to play Hector a lot in bracket, but that's also Fhunny. Like, there's not much in the way of character matchup to think about either. Like, FSOT's maybe a little bit more, because she is able to, or she's got to jump in on you. Versus CL can chuck the keys, but also by chucking keys, you might be susceptible to pillar. We are waiting for Team SWAMPSPORTS to get situated. Someone took a quick break right before this. Miyako with the rock is so hype. Good logo. She do be carrying that rock. Got the swampy yin yang in the tournament chat. Swamp Sports hallway to feel that. That's evil. Let's seal the evil deal. They are at character select. Got HaloHector against Crop Tiller 4 Farm. The Monte Baller. Also from Frozen against the Carrot. I guess the blue's a little bit too dark. Nice little snipe with the keys. Oh my gosh, that would have been crazy if that hit. But Hector content to wait out these shield gambles. How did that tech slip behind? He's already such a big part of this matchup. Staying just barely at these ranges where it's going to be weird if Hector wants to send it with the DP. Uh-oh. Big counter hit. Might have crossed up an input or something there, seeing as that hit behind. Tried to tech that throw. And yeah, you're really not going to be getting away with these. Oh, yeah, have to... Nice sinker right there, getting a big chunk of damage. Was gonna be huge for Armante, and these Hime does have low health. Yeah, ceiling kill to tie this one up. Nice chucking the keys. No EX pillar from Hector yet, but oh my gosh, what a crazy 5B snipe and the pillar just to make sure you confirm this combo. Nice bait on that dodge. Oh, and finally bites on the shield. Monte is not going to stop even after getting punished. Nice little slap in the face, not letting Monte get too much momentum on offense. Oh my gosh. Somehow the elbow not fully following through. We don't drop the combo, and there it is, Hector with game one. Definitely at that height where you see that pillar, it's going to be tough to still come down on her. She's going to recover. She's going to be able to do something, maybe even a DP. I like the choice to go for elbow there. Hector doing a really good job of dealing with these defensive gambles from Monte. But unfortunately, if you drop, that tech is going to come through. Oh, this one just run away too. Not trying to bite too early, especially when CL has DP. Alright, he may kick for Oki. Oh, and the ball is not going to go through the pillar there. Good answer by Hector. Set point Hector. Nice block from Monte on the shield, and dodge is going to get you through for a moment. Oh, but that's a critical drop. Another really big start for Hector. Got a hard knockdown. Ooh, well, we saw that earlier from Monte too. Quick sinker hit. Just being like, I'm really far away from you. If you're not gonna check me with something meaty, like, and you're probably not at that rate. It's gonna be kind of scary to press, especially against a character with reversals. Look at that, another kill. That's where getting some of those really big hits is going to matter a lot for CL, stacking up the damage a little earlier, because even if all you need is a lead in this situation, she can't really play as safe zoning when Hime's got these pillars. Oh, and that 2C to snipe jumps. Uh-oh. Overcommitted on the pillar a little bit. Now she is in there. Not quite close enough to punish the tech. Had enough time to recover and block after that. The shield counter is going to slip through there. She hits so far away from herself. Nice blow to blow this up. And there it is, 2-0 HaloHector. And I guess we are going with first to twos for this one. Skelly IP is up. Which means I believe we'll be getting Skeleton and Chace of Sports. I like that they're rocking just a sports tag with just Swamp on the logo. Hector the Koki Slayer. Perhaps one of the Swamp Sports Slayers. Just been playing really clean all day, too. They're showing off a lot of the stuff that makes Hime really strong. Pressing these big buttons at ranges where it's going to be really hard to contest. Checkmating people in the air. Hitting these pillars. Once someone is caught doing stuff. Oh, they are in there. Oh, they just got in there. Awesome. I'm so good at guessing these timings. We got the little shout-outs. Looking for the rump shout-out, I believe. Hector shout-out. We are picking characters. Oh, they did not just get in there. They did in fact forget to tell me. Awesome. I saw the color for like a split second. Hovered over it, kinda. A classic Coma too. Coma, an annoying character for Satsuki, mostly because of how she has to combo him. Do a little extra delay to combo this character at part of the combo. But I mean, the last time these two players were in bracket was when Chace made top 8 at Con 2024. Around the time where Skeleton and Mag.And.Cheese was getting pretty scary. I mean, a lot of the midweeks were getting a lot more competitive. Chace had won a midweek at that point. We are synced up and ready to go. Oh, Bepisode did happen. I totally forgot about Bepisode. The immediate triple episode, my bad. I forgot about that event. Yeah, sticking with the classic Homa and preempting the 623C. For as much as people talk about that move, it is kind of a gabber move. It's got like 5 frames. It's got several frames after the flash. Doesn't actually come out super fast, and Skelly going to be really good at placing herself to not make it actually a threat, especially seeing how much of a factor it played in the previous set against BFG. But Chace already moving in a way that makes this command grab not effective. You hit the meter for burst. We're barely 30 seconds in. I respect the momentum burst early on in the set, though. I mean, Koma's got a lot of health. We've got a lot of time. Like, you have this whole round left to play, but Chace doesn't after. You're going to get them right there. Drawing first blood here. Nice little air dodge to turn around, being able to preempt that JA, catch Chace coming up. Basic strike throw, and oh my gosh, nice backdash. You know a Sasuke player is going to be looking for that one. The shenanigans, and yeah, just strike throw. Sometimes you're wrong on the strike throw. You're getting counter hit 2A right here. The single tap that wasn't a counter hit looked like it could have been catching an up back or something, but doesn't matter. That was a perfect. Back to character selecting. Oh, okay, let's go. The C arc, Chase's C arc is very real. C arc going to the classic home. Can't even say it's home court advantage. Both of these players love this stage. The Chace C arc is very, very real. Nice little air throw. And yeah, Skelly with the good call out. The Chaser's going to want the corner there. If you mash on the cross up dash, that is a good option there. And by seeing that 2A, you know she was definitely looking to be like, yeah, you want the corner. You're not going to be content with pressuring me with my back with all this much space here. Got the bunker. One hit late. Oh, and a little bit early there. You have to delay these a little. Nice little sonic pressure, and this is where that move is so good. EX shield, we don't care. Not giving up the DP so easily. No, Skelly's going to be looking for it, but you do still have to work your way in, and Skelly is just expert at spacing these buttons. 2C, catching arc coming down. Years of fighting KFL showing themselves here. Nice block. You can always tech and block off that one. Huge anti-air there. Oh my gosh, and a good pickup too. Tech trap situation, yep. Oh my gosh, huge OTG. Nice Sonic. Oh, and that's a terrible drop. Unfortunate. You're not dead though, especially with arc health. And yeah, the EX shield, that is going to be a really commanding 2-0 from Skeleton. We're stuck on the EX shield screen right here. You can see the moment it happened. I mean, that's a Skeleton classic. Not going to get away with these slow moves. The EX shields are way too clean. Team Evil running it all the way. Thorn's own team winning her own event. Is Thorn around to say anything? What do I do? This this is Thorn's event. What do I do? Well, shout out to all the teams for playing in this. We actually had 8 whole teams of 3 people. I mean, even where people fell through at the last second, it really shows a lot about the teams forming in the community and the amount of people playing this game that, like, on the spot, multiple teams were able to call in reinforcements. Make sure everyone had a full 3 to play with today, even if not every team got to rep every one of their members. But shout out to Thorn for organizing this, coordinating 24 people for an event, and then some is far from easy. This has been planned for a long time. I'm glad all the teams got to show up on stream. I don't know. I feel like I'm waiting for Thorn to come up and say something. but I believe there were some technical issues. So I what we have Crescendo of Night,